because this is something that I want so badly for people to understand about us, about our family, about our situation, and So one of you sent me a private message on our Facebook page asking me a question that I really wasn't in a good enough place in my own life to answer until today. The only way I can describe how different things are, when I woke up this morning, I only had an hour, it was less than an hour sleep last night because I was up with Kylie all night long. But this morning after my little short nap, when I woke up, I felt like the old me is back. I actually, like all of me is on the inside now, not this part of me who was like trying to deal and trying to cope and just really couldn't do it very well. And so that me is going to answer the question now. Okay. Good morning, guys. I'm getting ready to do some therapy. I look disgusting, oh my goodness. And I'm not gonna do my hair because I'll be working outside. So my therapy is working in my flowers. And I used to tell my husband it's cheaper than a psychiatrist, but Matt's really not cheaper than a psychiatrist because we have really good insurance. And I can go see the psychiatrist for about nothing. And the flowers are not free. But it is good for my health. It's exercise. I don't know if it's cheaper than a gym. Actually, it's not cheaper than a gym either. It's more expensive than anything else.
And I still think, as from a therapy perspective, it's more effective than a gym or a psychiatrist.
Yeah, for me, this is what I need. So, I always do so much better when I've been digging in the dirt. Unfortunately, I might be in this bad habit of doing too much at first, and my husband has to come out there and say, Heidi, come inside. But, because you have to work your way up to squatting and digging like that. And then by the end of the summer, I'm great. So, here we go. The person asked, how when you are sick and when you're tired, do you handle all the doctors and the insurance issues? And I wrote her back initially and I gave her a really practical answer. So guys, I could spend seriously hours in here and I'm trying to like see how much bang I can get for my buck. How big can I get something for how much it costs? So. So if you have been reading my blog on the behind the scenes on doorsandtime.com, you know that I was recently diagnosed with PTSD. How that affects me physically is through my blood pressure. And my blood pressure medication, as you're going to find out on today's episode, makes me as tired as if I'd taken Benadryl. Like, it knocks me out. It's debilitating. And so I have been kind of dealing with the how do you deal with the physical and still take care of everybody and try to do everything. And the short answer to that is you don't do everything. You can't. Things are gonna have to go by the wayside. Your house is gonna be messy. The laundry is going to pile up. Pizza. Little Caesar's pizza is how we've been dealing. Instead of making homemade cute Pinteresty foods. Tell you guys, these are $3 cheaper at Home Depot as opposed to Lowe's. This place is like so stinking packed right now. I don't even know where Robert parked. He said he was gonna drop me off in park somewhere. Another thing that I would ask you is it all physical? And I'm not saying is it mental, or is part of the difficulty in dealing with things the way you're being treated? So I know that so many of you watching this have not been diagnosed yet. You have chronic illnesses. You have just been going from doctor to doctor and had test after test being done, and you've been told there's nothing wrong with you. It all came back normal. You're depressed or you're anxious, and you know, it's kind of been brushing you off to the side, and the whole time you're just feeling horrible and you know they're all wrong. There is something about being treated that way that makes things very difficult to deal with because you're not being validated as a human being. Your pain isn't being validated. And I think finding or being able to get to a place where that doesn't do that to you is really important. So do you guys try to plan to like do a week's worth of stuff every Saturday? Where Rob's gonna change the oil, install the dishwasher, get a haircut, do the shopping. I'm gonna be planning. Our house is a disaster. I think the first thing that goes during a like crisis in your family is the house. Maybe not for you. Maybe that's how you like, you know, handle things, is by cleaning. I can't handle things, and so the cleaning doesn't get done. Or writing. So I'm just gonna plant, and then my other way of handling things is writing. And then the third thing, and I think this is one of the things that is so difficult for people who are not in this situation to understand, because this is something that I want so badly for people to understand about us, about our family, about our situation, and I know that there are a lot of you out there in the same situation. When you are dealing with an illness that is degenerative, that is, you know, debilitating, where things are getting progressively worse, when you lose a function, when a new symptom appears, you mourn. So like we go through a process where we might just barely have, you know, stopped mourning one loss when the next one shows up. And it's really, really hard. And I know it's hard for people to understand it, that when you have a child who is having more and more symptoms and losing more and more things and changing on a daily basis, it's really, really hard to deal with. And I'm sure it's very difficult within yourself when you have something chronic, or when you have something debilitating or degenerative, I cannot say that word today, degenerative, to deal with. And I think that just accepting the fact that it's okay to mourn that, and then to move on, and then to mourn again when the next step, you know, it's hard just to say, okay, I'm not gonna let this bother me because I can't do such and such anymore. That's really hard to do. But the most important thing we have going on today is Kylie wants to ride bikes with her dad. So we're gonna figure out how to make that happen. We're not exactly sure how, because we're not sure we have two bikes that we can do that with. They're good tires right now. Haven't done the bike maintenance yet this spring, so we'll figure it out. Here is the before of my front middle section. And Robbie's here this morning. He's gonna help me out. He's gonna be deadheading some things for me. Okay guys, life is what happens when you make other plans. So I have had to start this blood pressure medication. And I have this weird, I'm assuming it's a weird reaction. It like knocks me out. It is like I am taking some sort of major drug when I take it. And I had to take it this morning. We went shopping for flowers. I'm like yawning all the way home. And then I came home and I fell asleep on the couch. I thought I'm just taking a little nap and then I'll plant.
5 hours later.
5 hours later, my son just said, and I have to help him refilm something, but I don't think the planning is gonna get done today. We'll have to see. And I don't even know where Rob is. I think that from a spiritual standpoint, it would be the only way I could even begin to think of how to deal with that, and to make God your partner. The scriptures talk about being yoked with Christ, so that you have help. And outside of that, it's really, I think, a difficult process to go through. So it's been 20 minutes and I still haven't been able to make myself get up. I love you guys so much. You need to come here and help me get up. I hope some of the things that I've said help you. I'm not an expert. I'm learning just like you are. But those are the things that I've kind of learned along the way. And we will see you later. Bye-bye.